Oh, it's been way too long between drinks, everyone. Friday Night Six Pack is back, and welcome to the 50th Friday Night Six Pack, which is pretty cool actually. I've been away for about a month or so, doing a bit of resting, recuperating, generally regaining my sanity. Lots of stuff going on in the real world. Busy is probably not even. I don't think busy quite sums it up, but it's been a little bit crazy. But look, I'm really glad to be back. I have been looking forward to this all week. I'm pretty excited, pretty pumped for it. We've got some really cool new graphics, some really cool things happening. So it's really a lot of good fun. So we do have some fun stuff tonight. We're going to be looking at some old videos from when I was a Christian. Where I interviewed a fellow called Fred Nile, who, for those of you who don't know, Fred is he's the leader of the Christian Democratic Party in Australia. And when I say leader, he's the only elected one they've got, but he's been in Parliament for about 30 years. And I interviewed him about 10 years ago, and the Christian version of me interviewed him about 10 years ago. So we're going to debunk the crap out of some of my old views, I guess. So fair warning and trigger warning. You're going to see views from a Christian version of me 11 years ago. They aren't necessarily my views now. So fair warning. I have warned everyone. So with that being said, I will bring in my wonderful co-hosts who are joining me this evening. So come on in, guys. Oh, it worked. The transition worked. Yes. Big thanks to Pastor Mike from the Atheist Roundtable, or TART as it's called, for the transitions, the graphics, and some of the really cool stuff. So how are we, gents? It's been way too long since we've done this.
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Glad to be back on Six Pack.
You've had a bit of a quiet one. You haven't really been doing much of anything, have you, Ed? You haven't no fighting with people, just nice and quiet, man.
No, me fighting with anybody? No.
I know. So what's going on, Ed? Tell us what's happening in your world, Ed. What's been going on?
Oh, well, I'm sure everybody knows about the thing I kicked off with, a fairly prominent figure in the atheist community. Mm-hmm. I wasn't going to do that, but I have to be true to myself and true to my mission of debunking hate and hate speech. And some of the things that people in this community say are hate speech, and they need to correct that and try and be better.
Incidentally, I think we're going to get a little bit of I won't call it hate speech. So I'm just going to readjust. That's a bit better. We're all sort of still working on new formats. So I think we'll stick with classic here. Hopefully it's not too hateful. Some of the stuff from tonight, actually, this is stuff I haven't seen this in 11 years. I'm just going to put it out there. I've seen some of the titles and I just went, maybe we won't be putting that one or that one on, but there we go. Now, Jay. My brother from the other side of the planet. What's going on with you, man? What's new? Talk to me.
Boobies make me smile.
They make us all smile.
Yeah. I'm good, man. Just doing my thing. Starting to do some poetry stuff, which I'm really enjoying. I got one I'm going to be doing tonight. I'm dropping for Halloween, and then I'm actually going to. I got two that I plan on reading. One, go digging into my conspiracy roots, and I'm going to actually read Agenda 21 for everybody. Put it up on the screen and read it so they can actually go. That's what it says, not what you conspiracy nut jobs actually say. And the other one is I actually found the excerpt from Plato's. What he actually says about Atlantis, and I'm going to read that one too. So,
actually, I'll tell you what. Oh, hang on, sorry, I just took Jay out of the stream. Oh, bad. This is why I need a producer. This is why I need a producer, because I'm absolutely hopeless with things like this. Interestingly enough, Atlantis has become a little bit of something I've looked into recently through my real history studies. because I've been looking at the Richet structure, the Eye of the Sahara. That they're all claiming that it's. Well, I say they're all. There's a stack of people claiming that is the location of Atlantis. It's not. It is absolutely not the location of Atlantis. But I've kind of become a little bit obsessed with what the hell is this thing? What's underneath it? What is it? Because it's obviously was something at some point. But anyone who hasn't seen it, and we'll bring it up after it, the Eye of the Sahara, the Richet structure, it's really, really cool to see. All right, so I know why everyone's here, and it's not because they want to see any of us. It's because there is a rumor going around that I'm giving away some money tonight, which I am. I'm actually going to give away $50 Australian, which is about probably 40 American, I guess, but we'll see how it works out. And there is a little bit of a competition I'm going to run. So at the start, there was a video that some of you may have seen, some of you may have not if you came in late, but we'll play it again after, of some classic dancing that was going on with myself, Ed, Jay, and of course the wonderful Jen, who Jen's a little bit tired, so she couldn't be here tonight. So
she said she may stop in later.
Yeah. I think she's been doing a few kilometers lately, or miles, as you would all say in the US. So she's sort of been back and forth and traveling here and there. But all you've got to do to win $50 is be the first person to correctly guess the song that I'm dancing to in the film clip. Now, it's a well-known song. It's a song that I would imagine pretty much everyone would have heard of. Now, for transparency, I sent a Twitter message to both Jay and Ed before, so they know what the song is. So
I knew what it was before.
Yeah, we had the conversation when you put the video together. But and there's it's the rules are, so Ed and Jay obviously can't win it. They're significant others can't win it. Lissy Lou can't win it, but any of you can. So what I'm going to do is you can have as many guesses as you want. You just got to tag myself and Jay, so at the Nevermore Tavern, in it. If you guess a song, you win $50. Simple as that. Simple as that. Now, because it's like it could be any song, when we get to 20 likes, actually, you know what? I'm gonna make it easy. At 15 thumbs up on this video, I'll give away a clue, and I'll do that by letting someone from the audience ask me a yes/no question. Once we get to, I think when we get, say, 15 viewers live, I'll do the same thing. Someone can, we'll do a yes/no. We'll see. I really want to give away $50. I'm hoping to give away $50. I'm not going to stay on until I give away the $50 because we could be here all night. But some good ones from Raven in there. Possibly one of those could be correct. However, Raven can't win.
Well, and Raven, you'll have to remind me. I have to make sure I do a video telling you a story about safety dance. I'll probably do that on my Patreon as one of my prison stories.
You know, I don't think you can leave it to that. A prison story with safety dance.
Oh yeah. All right, so I'll go ahead and tell this story then. Yeah. My best friend, this guy was family to me. We grew up together, literally from the cradle. We were born 2 days apart. He was really, really tall, but he was really, really thin. Not that he was super underweight, but for his height, he was 6'11". And he weighed about 235. So on a 6'11" frame, 230 pounds doesn't look like that much. He looked really lanky. And well, of course, he was into smoking the devil's lettuce, we'll call it. And we were locked up in ADSEG together at the same time. To try and get a visual here, the way ADSEG was set up in Rahway State Prison in New Jersey, it's a U-shaped unit. So you have cells down one wall, and then a back wall that have cells, and then another tier that have cells. Well, we were directly across from one another. And every 15, 20 minutes or so, there's supposed to be a guard that comes around and checks on the cells. Well, my buddy, Baron, was in there toking it up, listening to Safety Dance, bare balls naked. And all you see is this tall, lanky frame through this window in the door, and he's just back and forth going off to Safety Dance. And a female sergeant came around to check. And I'm trying to holler through the crack in the door to get his attention, like, hey, chill. Well, she walked by and she's just looking in the windows, checking, make sure there's an inmate in there and they're still alive. And she gets to his cell and she looks, goes to walk and stops and just steps back real slow. Bing, bing, bing. Excuse me, are you okay? And he just stops mid-dance with his arms in the air. And he's like, yeah. She's like, okay. And just walks on. And I'm like, where am I at? What kind of planet am I right now?
Planet America. Now, Gary in the chat correctly pointed out that there was 15 viewers, which we've dropped back down to 14 now, but there was 15. So he insisted on a clue. I said he could ask a yes/no question. Gary asked, is the band's nationality American? My answer to that question is no, it is not an American artist.
Okay.
Not American.
Really?
Not American.
That explains a lot.
All right. That's a pretty cool story about the Safety Dance. I love that.
Oh, man.
While you're telling that story, all I can hear in my head is, you can dance if you want to. Leave it all behind.
Damn, guess so.
Yeah. Yeah. I double checked myself on it too, but no, not American. Not American at all.
Wow.
So,
I thought.
And yes, Ricardo, you are meant to guess the name of the song that I am dancing to in the film. It's not the music that you can hear. That's not it. But I am listening to a song, a well-known song, and bopping away and doing these ones. You just got to guess what it is.
If we hit that 15 likes, thumbs up, he'll hit you with another clue.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's we're at 13 thumbs up now, and actually that means there's no thumbs down. Darth Dawkins isn't here. Oh, damn. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is, because there's a lot of questions, it's a 2-minute clip, but I will play it again for everyone. Okay, so everyone hold on.
Okay,
and
don't you have the actual clip of just you dancing?
Yeah, but that might sound might seep through on it.
Well, okay, I can get what you're saying. I don't remember there being sound in it, but all right, whatever.
You never know. All right, so we'll give this a quick go again. And we've got the 16 thumbs up. So Ricardo, you'll get the next question. Okay, so there we go, everyone. There you go. You got your extra sneak peek. We hit that 15 likes. So Ricardo,
No, we already covered this, so I'm not going to give him that for the question. He said, so the song I'm hearing is not the one he's singing in his headset. No, it's not the song that's playing in his headset. So go ahead and you can ask a different question.
So you can ask a yes, no. Yeah, and just to be clear, the spelling doesn't have to be accurate, so long as it's pretty obvious that what it is. So if you want to ask a yes, no question to get a clue, we can do that. So anyway, let's get to the main event. So we've got some videos we're going to watch. Probably not too many because I don't know how painful these are going to be. So these are from 10 years ago, and looking at them, so this is a YouTube page that has a whole 3 subscribers. I think it was one that a friend of mine started, but he can't remember passwords or anything, so we could never really do too much with it. But anyway, we'll see what happens. So what I'm going to put on first, the first video I'll put on is the introduction video. I'm just really going to apologize in advance. I mean this is 10 years ago me. This is the Christian version of me. The fellow I'm talking to is Fred Nile, who is still a member of Parliament. Been there for like 30 or 40 years. He's like been there forever. Anyway.
Before you go any farther, Raven, no, it wasn't a clue because Chris already said that earlier. But the question is not just for Ricardo. Anybody can ask a question. Yes, no question. You can, anybody can guess who it is, obviously, except for the 3 of us and our spouses, because we all know. So the money's up for grabs for anybody. It's just Ricardo happened to mention that, hey, we hit the button. So if anybody wants a yes, no question, go ahead and ask. If you want to make a guess on what it is, go ahead and guess. Remember, there is a 15-second delay from us talking to you receiving. So,
okay, so Ricardo has sent the question through. Is the song from an Australian artist? No, it is not. So the 2 clues we've gotten so far, not American, not Australian. $50 still up for grabs. When we get to either 20 thumbs up or 20 live viewers, we'll do it again. We'll go for the next clue. Because I do want to give the money away.
Or 30 minutes, whichever one comes first.
Okay, yeah, that's a fair call. All right. So are we ready to watch Christian me?
No.
I'm anxious about this.
You know what's funny is you've actually played a couple of these videos before.
A very brief.
Yeah.
Very, very brief part of one when I think that was when I doxed myself.
Yeah, I think so, because I remember because you sent us one of the videos in the Twitter group, and I was like, I know what that is.
Oh yes. All right, here we go. And the funny thing is, it's as I was going back and having a look on one of the videos, one of the comments who stuck up for me in the video was Lissy from 10 years ago, talking about God and how wonderful God is and all that good kind of stuff. So I'm going to put the first video I'm going to put up. It's called Introduction. Once again, I don't know. I just do not know what this is going to be. There's a really bad green screen in there. I know that much. Green screen. Nothing ever came of the green screen. But and if anyone pokes fun at the really bad goatee I had.
I was just about to say, look, he's got ball hair on his chin.
I also had less gut at that point. It's a lot thinner, but yes. All right, so here we go. So this is a 2-minute video where me and Fred introduce him. I guess that's good. It'll be an introduction. You get to know who Fred is. If you really want to look up who Fred Nile is, go for it. Just you're not going to be impressed. Anyway, let's do this.
Hi everyone, my name's Chris Atlee, and it is my absolute pleasure today to present Reverend the Honorary Fred Nile, who's a member.
My voice was a lot higher back then.
I was just going to say, your voice was a little squeaky back then.
Parliament. Now, one thing I'd just like to clear up before we start, just a little bit of a rumour that's been floating around the office here today. Yep. I believe that at one stage you were known as Rev Fred. Could you tell us a little bit about the story?
Oh,
there?
this is bad.
Well, let's go back to my motorbike days. I've had a number of bikes. I had
This is
first
lame.
bike was an old Indian, which is like a Harley Davidson, and VSAs. I finished up with a 650 Gold Flash, and I used to do a lot of riding. And I went to Bible College in Melbourne, so I used to ride all the way from Sydney to Melbourne in one day, and so I got this nickname then, the Rev Fred.
Rev Fred.
Rev it up, Fred.
Excellent.
Oh, Rev Fred. I thought he said Red Fred.
We're going to call you Rev Fred.
It's okay.
A bit of a blast from the past for you.
Yeah.
Now, look, Rev Fred, tell us a little bit about yourself. For the people out there, this might be their first time seeing you.
Right.
Who is Rev Fred?
Right.
What do you do? Where have you come from?
Yeah.
And where are you now?
Well, some people think because I've been campaigning all these years on moral issues that I must have been born in a monastery. In fact, that's what Philip Adams said one day. He's one of the atheist guys on the ABC.
All those atheists.
And I was so narrow-minded, he must have been born in a convent. Well, I wasn't born in the convent. I was actually born in King's Cross. And my father was a taxi cab driver. My mother was a waitress. They met, fell in love, got married, and I was a result. So that's where I started. And now I'm a committed Christian. I made Jesus my saviour. I actually feel that God had a purpose in my life from when I was in the womb, being born in King's Cross. And like Jeremiah and others, he was saying, I called you while you're in the womb. And I want you, Fred, to sort out King's Cross. I want you to clean it up. And as a symbol of cleaning up our country, our nation. And I really believe God's had his hand on my life from the womb right up to now.
Oh, excellent.
Okay.
So his mother got married, and that's how he came to be. It didn't have anything to do with the dad or anything. It's just mom got married.
King's Cross is a notoriously that's the red light district, or at least it was of Sydney. So that's where if there was a US Navy ship that came into port, they all went to the Cross. So
Jay.
Never made it to Australia. A funny story. When I joined the Navy, there was two places I wanted to go. I wanted to go to Russia, and I wanted to go to Australia. I made it to Japan in 2 weeks after the ship come back from Vladivostok, and I left the ship when I got out of the Navy 3 weeks before they went to Perth.
Oh.
So I missed both of them.
Perth doesn't count as Australia. That's okay.
Well, they went to Perth, and then they went over to Sydney.
Oh, well, see, there you did miss out. So yeah, so that was. I had a squeaky high voice back then. I noticed.
You did. Sounded like somebody was sitting there squeezing your nuts. Maybe it was in pants you were wearing.
Yeah, I mean, they were probably a little bit tight back in the day. It was the fashion.
To be honest, I kept expecting you to reach over and grab his knee.
Oh,
I was waiting for the little eye tap.
See, I just liked it where he spoke about one of those atheists on the 80s. He was like our national broadcaster, and I was like, all those atheists, all the irony. But yes, so hey, we're at 19 views. We get one more person watching, or if we get 3 minutes into the future, and we get the next clue for the video, and someone could win $50. So the clues so far: not Australian, not American,
And not French.
and we just hit 20. Okay, so who have we got in there? Granny, Godless Granny's in there. Godless Granny, would you like a yes/no question? You can ask a question to see if you can determine a clue and if someone can win the money. So I'll throw that out there. Granny, you can have the next yes/no question if you're there. Otherwise, if Granny doesn't post anything in the next minute, whoever wants to throw in a yes/no question can throw in a yes/no question. So we'll see what happens. So yeah, so that's Fred Nile anyway. So Fred's special. Fred's special. So I don't think we really need to go through Fred's story, but there's a video entitled "Same-Sex Marriage." I know that I have a very, very different view now to what I had back then. Okay, Granny has asked, is it a rock song? I'm going to say no. I think that Definitely not a rock song. No,
Nope.
not a rock song. Not a rock song. All right. So the next
Raven wants to know: is it a penguin singer?
Penguins.
I don't know what a penguin singer is, but I'm just going to say yes for the shits of it. Even though I have no idea what that means. All right, so the next video is actually the most viewed video on the channel with 605 views, I might add. So that's that's pretty decent. It's no Darth Dawkins, but it goes okay. That's all right. All right, so we'll get the next one going. Same-sex marriage. So, okay, this is from the 9th of November, 2009. That's the date on this thing. All right, are we ready?
I did watch part of this.
I'm afraid of what's going to be on this. I genuinely am. Once again, trigger warning. These are not my views now. Well, I don't know what I say in here. I would imagine it's not too good. I also wrote the answers for him, so I'm not blameless in this. So
you wrote his answers?
Yeah, I wrote his answers.
What? Okay.
I had the whole thing written out, the direction that he needed to take with the answers. Yeah, I wrote his answers.
Oh wow,
that's some shady shit there, buddy.
Yeah,
it was a propaganda video for the Christian Democratic Party. It was
okay.
That makes sense.
This was for a very specific audience. What we were trying to do was we were trying to get these short videos out to promote him on all these different YouTube and things. The fellow who put it all together, he still has a web design business now, I think, and he does a lot of the Google Analytics, things like that. So anyway, here we go. Same-sex marriage. Apologies in advance.
Now, Rev Fred.
Yes, Chris.
There is one issue throughout the world at the moment that seems to be getting a lot of attention, and especially at the moment in Australia, and that's the same-sex marriage issue.
Right.
Now, obviously, I understand from a Christian standpoint, obviously the Bible is against homosexuality, but can I get you to explain, I guess from a modern perspective, why the CDP does stand against same-sex marriages?
Yeah. Well, Chris, I'd rather say we stand for marriage and for family. Why? Because I've got no doubt in my mind that the institution that is closest to the heart of God is a family. The family comes from the very heart of God. See, God's a creator, so he has to work out in his creation plan, what am I creating? Am I creating a whole lot of individuals, a whole lot of women, or a whole lot of men? No, I'm creating families. So families come from the heart of God. And the center of the family is a male and a...
Just going to say, God loved families so much that he wiped them all out in a flood. just putting that out there. Sorry, I just needed to break that up because this is...
Well, it's funny because you said that the Bible says, the blah, blah, blah about homosexuality. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I've been hearing this a lot, especially on the TikTok. Didn't actually say, because I've heard a couple like pastors on TikTok say it said, isn't the actual translation says man shall not lay with boys or young men?
No.
I've never heard that.
See, that, like I said, I've heard it a couple of times on TikTok. I'm going, that doesn't sound right.
No, it's not. It's you get a lot of modern pastors who they want to bring, but they're probably a lot more progressive, and they want to bring gay couples into the church, so they interpret it in the way that suits them. And I mean, there's a lot of things that can be interpreted in different ways, but no, it's the Bible is very clear that if a man lays with a man like he would with a woman, this is an abomination. That's what it says.
See, that's what I had heard. That's what I had always thought. But like I said, a couple of them had popped up. So, like one guy said it was actually changed in like 1936 to actually say lay with man. Before that, it was lay with boys.
No. That's no. Not as far. I might actually grab an interlinear Bible and have a look at that, because that'll have the actual original Hebrew word. So we can look at that after. Yes. Anyway, incident to give you an idea of how extreme Rev Fred is. Have you guys heard of the Christian band Striker or Striper?
Striper.
Yeah.
They had one good album, the Yellow and Black Attack. The rest all sucked.
Well, Fred Nile spoke out against them banned from Australia because it was devil's music. That's the guy I'm talking to there. Yeah.
Okay.
Striper was bad.
Well, it's because they were rock and roll and they had long hair and wear spandex.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. It was the big confrontation that they had on TV and everything back in the day. And anyway, back to debunking me. And that is a terrible goatee, and my hair was so big, didn't it?
Little bit taller, and you could hit that kid and play look. You know, just shave the sides. Little house party going on.
I'm sure it was very fashionable back then, but
no. It wasn't. Well, maybe in Australia. It was not in the States.
I don't know. I'll be honest. I'm probably just making excuses for myself. But can I ask you one question, Jay? Something I saw in the chat. Did you have a goatee 10 years ago?
Oh yeah.
That I've got to see.
Let's see. Let me look. I'll see if I can't.
Well, I'll get back to. Everyone's here to see Fred.
Female. And in fact, right back in Genesis, it emphasizes that. It almost repeats it, keeps saying it. God created male and female. God created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. And then it goes on to say,
did I laugh?
That's seriously definition of marriage. And it says, that a man shall leave his mother and his father and shall cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one. Now, our Lord Jesus Christ, when he was discussing the family marriage, he quoted that himself, straight from Genesis. The apostles in their epistles, when they were asked about marriage and family, they went right back to Genesis and quoted that. So that word of God is defining for us what marriage is. So it's not for Fred Nile or anyone to say, well, I think I'm going to change that now and say it's okay for two men to get married or two women to get married. God, the Creator, has laid down what marriage is. Marriage is between a male and a female. Now, the question is, in that definition, it says that the two shall become one. Two men can never become one. Two women can.
Yeah, I've seen some videos where it happens. Two men can become one.
Never become one. But a man and a woman can literally become one. They can be bonded together in every way, spiritually, physically, sexually, one. And from that union comes the gift of life. Through their love, they can see life.
Oh, I found the one
that's why I'm
hanging over the bed.
Marriage, I believe in marriage.
That one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had the long one.
that's right.
You know what? All I heard there was Fred talking about sex and two becoming one, and then Jay going, "I have the long one." Well, that Jay, what's up?
Yeah, what's going on there, buddy?
Hang on, I'm trying to get a picture to pop up. There we go.
All right, so
There you go. Share that one. You wanted to see the goatee?
Absolutely. Oh damn! Oh damn! That's sexy, Jay.
There you go.
Oh, look out! Look out! Have a look at that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that as a I don't know. We might have some fun with that. We'll have some fun with that. Okay, so to debunk what was just said there. So what you'll notice is the question was asked about same-sex marriage and why it was opposed, why he opposed it. Now, rather than giving an actual rational modern reason, what's he do? He goes back to a 2,500-year-old book, and he's actually misquoting it when he's saying that, you know, Jesus went back to Genesis and all that. Genesis has actually got nothing to do with. I mean, the whole they shall become one. That's bullshit, because in Genesis, you've got a father who has relations with his two daughters after they get him drunk because they're so worried that, about what might happen. That his seed and his line won't pass on, because that's the most important thing that teenage girls care about. it's got a heap of other things. It's got like Abraham and taking basically a slave girl as his concubine. So I don't know if we'd be going to Genesis, but what Fred doesn't do, and this is something that's pretty common with Fred, he just goes back to the interpretation, the very strict interpretation that suits his bigoted, and I will say bigoted view of what it should be, because that's ridiculous. It's why should we not have same-sex marriage? Oh, because Jesus. Well, I don't give a shit about Jesus. So that's not an answer. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, it's simply trying to justify, like you said, bigotry. It's trying to use something to justify why you don't accept other people. When in all actuality, no one actually, this isn't just a choice. You don't just say, well, I'm going to choose to be this person. It's not a choice. That's who you are.
But that's still what they argue. That is still what they argue. They still argue it's a choice. And it's not a choice.
Yeah, no.
And look, I don't want this to become the social justice show, but I really do want to correct some of the shit from my past there, because that was absolutely wrong.
I honestly think you already have. I mean, you speak out against stuff like
obviously,
this,
but I think it's still, sometimes it's important to go back and just kind of go, hey, here's what I said that was wrong, and confront. It's actually hard to confront watching myself say that, because I knew where my head was at, I knew what my heart was at, and I guess if there's one takeaway that I want everyone to get out of this, it's not necessarily bag the shit out of me. People can do that if they want, but this was me 11 years ago. This is me today. So just remember the Christian leader or the hardcore evangelist who maybe doesn't have the right kind of viewpoint, or does think things that really aren't right based on a biblical belief. They can completely turn their life around. Same-sex marriage is legal in Australia, has been for a few years, and that was actually how I came out as an atheist, because we had to vote on it. I voted yes, and I posted it, and I just went, you know what? I voted yes, and anyone who asked, I said, I don't believe in, I don't buy into the Christian stuff anymore, and that's actually how I got out as an atheist. So, interestingly enough, Jay, what do you think? What are your thoughts?
Well, before we go any further than that, we're at the 40-minute mark. I think it's time for another clue.
It is. You think?
I think so.
Okay. Who are we going to throw it out to? Who's going to?
Let's give it. Let Miga
What
nuts.
about Scummer?
Miga.
Oh, Miga. It's Miga there.
Yeah, Miga's here.
Hey, cool. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, Miga, you can have the next clue. So what do we know so far? It's not a rock song, not an American artist, not an Australian artist,
And not a French artist, and not a penguin.
Well, hang on. I said yes to penguin.
Oh, that's right. You did say yes to penguin.
No, not a French artist, not a penguin. But I don't know. I haven't seen Amiga in the chat for a little bit. Maybe if Amiga's not there. Are you sure Amiga's there?
It was in the chat earlier.
Okay. I'll throw it to Nerdy Rodent.
I was going to say Nerdy's there.
Nerdy's there, or even Scummer, whoever wants to get the question out first. In fact, you can both ask a yes/no question, and I will answer them both, because I'm in a generous mood and I really want to give away $50. I'm surprised no one's had a wild stab in the dark guess at a song yet. I'm really quite surprised there, but
I guess you could, yes or no, you could ask if it's a certain artist.
Amiga Nuts, is it a Canadian artist?
Why am I not seeing Amiga Nuts?
I don't know. I'm seeing them.
Are you on live chat, Chris, or top chat?
Top chat. Hang on.
Go to live chat.
Live
That's
chat.
why you're not seeing.
There we go. Okay. Is it a Canadian artist? Yes, It is a Canadian artist. There we go.
Okay.
That narrows it down to about 20 million people. I don't know. What's the population of Canada?
No clue.
I could tell you if I was watching my gun video, because I actually had the population in there, but I don't remember anymore.
So look, I'm hoping to see some guesses. I mean, I want to give away $50. I really want to give away $50. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Once we get to 20 thumbs up, that's when I'll do the next clue. So yeah. So where do we go? I mean, do we want to watch any more Fred Nile video?
Your call. I mean, if you really want to try and suck it up and watch,
Canada population as of 2020 census 37,742,154.
Wow, there's a lot of those. Well, okay, well that's we've narrowed it down to that many people.
Do you want to know Australia? Australia is 25,499,884.
Well, there you go. 25 million. There's a lot of us. We'll hit 30 million at some point. But anyway, all right. So I'll throw it out there. So the choices for the next one, I'm not touching. There's Islamic immigration is a two-parter. I'm not touching that. I'm absolutely not touching that. That will probably get me banned from YouTube.
What was it?
Islamic immigration. I am not.
Oh yeah.
I'm not touching that one. Not touching that one. Okay. Here's the choice: legal drugs or illegal drugs.
I'll leave it up to the chat. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. But listen.
It's a one for legal drugs, two for illegal drugs.
It depends on the drug.
Yeah. Now, I'm just going to put this out there. People can change their views at any time. And fortunately for us, everyone here has changed their views to make a better world. But saying things based on Christian morality and stuff like that, yeah, they can be bigoted and whatnot. But it's, like you said, you decided there wasn't any basis for that, So what someone does in their past is in their past. You need to judge people for their actions and, how they can conduct themselves in the present.
Well, absolutely. But I mean, okay, I'll put it this way. Imagine going back to the days where you held the views you used to hold. If we were to have a video of that, it would be uncomfortable.
That would be horrendous.
I heard something.
Yeah, I'm just going to put it out there to those who are trying to guess. I'm not answering any more questions in the for the time being about the song. However, if you want to guess, because I saw Gary just asked a question, my suggestion would be to ask if it is put the name of the song and the artist and ask that, because that's the one question I will answer. If you guess it and you get it right, well, see what happens. So maybe you should ask about that particular song as and see what happens. Sorry, Jay, you were going to say.
Well, I was going to say that Ed was talking about past. There's something I heard that that kind of sticks in every time I hear that is the past doesn't exist and the future is not guaranteed.
We just live in the present and that's it.
Yep.
100%. 100%. All right. So it looks as though we're going for legal drugs.
You said Jay almost unplugged his head. I got a crink in my neck. I've had it for a couple of days now. It just does not want to go away.
Oh. Now I've got a story. So today I went and because I've got some back issues, so I went and saw a new massage therapist, and she was recommended to me by a mate of mine who's a physio, and fantastic. Anyway, he said, "I've just got to warn you one thing about her." I've gone, "Okay, what do I need to know?" And he's gone, "She's a Jehovah's Witness, and she's likely to share.
Oh, I remember that. I seen that on Twitter.
So I went today. Anyway, sort of going through it all, and it's wonderful. It's she's got elbows into me, and best massage I've ever had. It was worth everything. But anyway, then she got into conversation that she became a Jehovah's Witness. I'm like, oh yeah, that's good. And further conversation sort of happens, and she quizzes me, and so I used to be religious. I'm an atheist now, and probably the worst thing I could have said. Because then for the next hour and a half, we spoke about the Watchtower organization.
Oh boy.
And there's only so much you can really do when someone is giving you the best massage you've ever had in your life, and they've got their elbows stuck into muscles in your back, and that with a lot of confidence, if you say the wrong thing and they wanted to, they could really, really hurt you. But we had an interesting conversation about the Book of Revelation, why the Jehovah's Witnesses are the only ones that are right. And I smiled and I grinned and I bared my way through it. Okay, we've got a guess. We have got a guess. Gary Priestley has guessed. Celine Dion, My Heart Will Go On. Gary, on the first guess, I'm going to compliment you right here on your first guess, but you're wrong. It is not so. I don't know how you could do that to Celine Dion. Probably more. Anyway, it's and Robert. No happy ending. With all due respect to the masseuse, I don't think it was her thing, and I don't think it would have been my thing. So that's all good. But anyway, we move on. All right. So legal drugs it is. Are we ready to continue the debunking of me?
Sure.
Now this is a 5-minute video, so I'm probably going to cut it short, but we'll just see. And once again, I haven't seen these really since I recorded them 11 years ago. So let's see what we get.
I've noticed that that the CDP is proposing raising the legal drinking age to 21.
Yep.
Or I guess if we're all 9 months older.
Raising it? Whoa. Time out.
Yes.
Raising it to 20. What the hell was it?
18.
It still is 18.
18?
Yeah.
The United States sucks. They just raised the tobacco consumption in the U.S. to 21.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you got to be 21 to buy alcohol or cigarettes.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, 18 years old, you can go die for your country, but don't smoke a cigarette or drink a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get arrested for that. Heaven forbid. Like it would stop anyone, though. I mean, come on, if you're an adult, you're an adult. But
Nerdy Rodent says Bachman Turner Overdrive. You ain't seen nothing yet.
That's a really, really good guess, but and a really cool song. No, Scummer, Bryan Adams, Summer of '69. That's a cool song as well. I would consider that a rock song though, and we have knocked out rock songs. So it's not Bryan Adams, unfortunately, even though it's sort of Canadian soft rock. But no. Drink or take? Actually, that's an interesting question. Are you allowed to, in the states where it's legal, are you allowed to smoke pot at 18?
21.
Wow. Okay.
In the places that are legal, it's 21.
Yeah. There's only certain states that are legal. It's not legal nationwide yet.
Fair enough. All right, back to my wonderful video. So it's I can assure you, even back then, I was against raising the drinking age to 21.
Yeah, and like Granny said, it was 18 when we were 18. I remember when it was 18 was the legal drinking age.
Well, Granny's only just over 18. I mean, let's be fair. She's a young'un. She's a young'un. All right, back to me and Rev.
Tell us a little bit about your stance on, I guess, the legal drugs, say your alcohols and your tobaccos.
Yes, Chris, we're the only
Incidentally, I smoked back then.
party that's actually consistent that we are concerned about both the legal drugs and the illegal drugs. There are some people who are against illegal drugs, but they're all for the legal ones. But we see the legal drugs also causing damage. In fact, there was a Senate inquiry recently, and they said the greatest social problem facing Australia was not pornography, prostitution, even...
What's wrong with pornography?
You got the premium subscription to Pornhub, don't you? Chris, I plead the fifth.
Now listen,
I ain't saying nothing.
This
No, I don't actually. I don't.
This might just me.
Pornhub.
This might just be me, but as soon as Chris said I smoked back then, I made sure I focused on him when Fred started giving his answer. And you can see him take a big ass gulp and he just gets a little bit redder.
Well, look, I can guarantee Fred would have been able to smell the cigarette on me because I used to smoke like a bloody chimney. I was a pack a day smoker. Like it's, yeah, not a good habit. Not a good habit.
Lightweight. I was 2 packs a day in the Navy.
Well, when I used to go out drinking, I'd be 2 packs a night.
But mind you, on the ship, it was 75 cents a pack.
You know what? At 75 cents a pack, I'd probably take it back up.
There's absolutely no tax on cigarettes on the ships.
Yeah,
that's cheap. That is too cheap. All right, back to Fred telling us why.
No, it's not Nickelback. How you remind me?
Okay, hang on. Let me just be very, very clear about something. Nickelback is not a band. Nickelback is not music. Nickelback is an absolute blight on... Melissa is poking me because it's her favorite noise that gets made. Nickelback is... How do I describe Nickelback?
There are some Nickelbacks I actually enjoy, so you can shut your mouth too.
Well, all their songs sound the same. Every single one of them. Every single Nickelback song sounds the same. And you know what? The one song that they had sounded like shit. They all sound like shit. Nickelback sucks.
One song.
Nickelback sucks. I will absolutely rest on that. That is the hill I will die on.
Do not.
Anyway, I'll be sleeping on the lounge tonight. Just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
Come on. How do you not like Rockstar?
Yeah, Chris.
This is how you remind me, which is a shit song.
Chris, I'm
still
with
yelling
you.
at me.
I'm with you. Yeah, trickle crack can just go away.
Ray Favorite said Nickelback is country in disguise.
Oh, that's an insult to country. But yes. Hey, Ilya's here. Good morning, Ilya. Good morning, Ilya. Good to see you here. And Vandalia. Hey, Vandalia. I haven't seen you for ages, mate. Good to see you. Yeah. So for those who are just joining, we are giving $50 away. You just have to guess the song I was dancing to in the film clip we played earlier. So we've narrowed it down to it is Canadian. Or the artist is Canadian.
Not a rock song.
Not a rock song. And it is not Nickelback. It is not Bryan Adams. And it's not Buckman Turner Overdrive.
And it's not Celine Dion.
It's not Celine Dion, My Heart Will Go On, no. All right. So let us continue with Rev.
Drugs. That's it was alcohol. And one of the problems we've got is that quite often politicians have links with the legal products. So you can have politicians who are also board members of, say, Winfield's big tobacco companies. So they have an interest in promoting that product. Other politicians often have behind the scenes own shares in hotels.
Could be worse. At least it's not Ukrainian gas companies.
So they've got a reason to promote alcohol. So I see the legal drugs, tobacco and alcohol, as serious social problems. And I've been campaigning on those issues, and I'm very pleased that with the tobacco issue, I went for broke and put up a bill to ban tobacco advertising, and eventually that was passed.
You did get that.
I did a second one on smoking in public places. That was passed.
Killjoy.
And so people don't smoke in restaurants and clubs. They should all thank Fred Nile. Also, I then went for broke with a bill.
I can tell you that back then, me going, yeah, awesome. That's why I can't smoke in a club. Thanks, Fred. That's what I'm thinking in my head back then, because I used to smoke. I used to smoke. But,
So I got a question.
Friend.
From those that know more than me, because I don't know a lot, I learn as I go. What does the book actually say about alcohol? Because
the Bible?
Yeah, because didn't Jesus drink wine?
Yeah, look, yes, but when you look at what wine was back in those days, it wasn't the same kind of alcohol content that we've got now. Essentially, it was just like really fermented grape juice. It really didn't even give you much of a buzz, to be honest. It was very, very different. Gary, another good guess. It is not Alanis Morissette's Ironic. No. Gary's keen for that $50. I'd be happy to give it to Gary too, because Gary's here every show. So I'd be happy to give it to a lot of people. I really hope someone does guess it by the end of the show, because I don't know how many more clues I can give away. But
Raven says you can drink, but you have to stay sober, basically.
Yeah, pretty much is what it says. Don't. Oh man, I'm trying to remember how it says it, and I can't remember verbatim. Basically, go ahead, Jay.
I said I'm going to hell. I'm drinking some whiskey, so
yeah. It basically don't do anything in excess, and don't do anything that alters your natural God-given state.
Gary's just put in the chat that if he wins, he's going to donate the money to the Greens. Gary, if you win, I'm going to donate an equal amount to One Nation. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't donate to One Nation. No.
Well, I'll tell you what. We're just hit the hour mark. I think you need to give us a clue.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
All right. So,
what genre of music? Should that be the clue?
No.
No. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Gary's having a lot of guesses. So, Gary, you can ask the nest. I've had way too many Heinekens, I think. The next yes, no question. So, Gary, we'll throw and keeping in mind we've got about a 15-second delay, so we'll get it soon enough. I'll tell you what. You think of the next question, Gary, and I'm going to go back to Fred lecturing us as to why we shouldn't be smoking and drinking.
Because he's a party pooper. Every party's got a pooper.
Oh, he's the party pooper. Ricardo, no, it is not Justin Bieber's baby.
Tobacco products in supermarkets. You go into a shop, you see a great big display unit full of all the cigarette packets. That helps impulse buying. People want to get off smoking. Oh, there's a packet. Give me one. So I want to get them out of sight, and that's now become the law. It will be removed over the next few months. The next one was to protect people in cars, particularly children. So that's now the law. You can't smoke in a car with children. I think it should be a total ban.
That's actually fair enough.
Children's things. So we have wound back already the harmful impact of tobacco, cigarettes. So now the smoking percentage.
To be honest, I think from here on, I don't think there's going to be anything too badly controversial. I think it's just Fred just being an old fuddy-duddy. I'll see. What I'll do is I'll see if I can find the video of Fred Nile and Striper. That's what I'm doing. But yeah, okay. So Gary asked, was it after 2000? Yes, it was after 2000. So it is within the last 20 years. It is Canadian. It is not a rock song, and it is not Nickelback. We know that. So let's see how we go. And I don't like Mondays. Technically, they're Irish. That's the Boomtown Rats. Good song, though. Good song. Song about a shooting in America, I think.
Something like that. I haven't heard that one in a long time.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think it was like Bob Geldof's only, but he's just sort of, I don't know, he's been around ever since. But,
Gary, Godless, is it Katie Lang?
What song by Katie Lang? I don't know.
You got it.
Yeah.
Artist and song. Artist and song.
Yep. Artist and title. I think someone will win it. I'm confident that because I mean we'll go to an hour and a half tonight. I think I'm pretty confident someone will get it. I mean, surely we'll give away enough clues at some point. I mean, how many Canadian songs are well known in the last 20 years? That's what I want.
I'll tell you what.
Interesting.
I'll do this. If we don't get anybody to answer the question or answer it correctly,
hang on.
Next week, I'll
Forget
double
that.
it and make it 100.
Doesn't matter because Gary Priestley just won $50.
Oh, he did.
Carly Ray Jespin.
Yeah.
Got it. Well done, Gary.
Good job, buddy.
Well done, mate. Well done. We have a winner. Gary, mate, on Twitter, flick me your PayPal details and I will flick you $50 Australian that you can, if you want to donate it to the Greens, well, if you want to waste money, that's up to you.
See,
that's
if you'd have waited next week, you could have got $100. But
well, it's that 15-second delay. He's probably there going, shit, delete. But there we go. I'm happy. Well, you know, and I'm glad I got to give it away to someone who I did have a worry that we were going to have a random come in who's probably never going to come back, and and I would have given the money, of course. But I'm glad it's gone to someone that I like, and you know, Gary being a Green supporter, you know, it's I can live with that. You know, it's I'm happy that once again, you know, a member of the Liberal Party is, you know, handing out money to a Green. So, you know, we'll make that joke. But yeah, Gary, flick me your PayPal details and I will flick you 50 big ones. So that's good too, because he's Australian. It's actually $50, not the 34 that an American would get. So, hooray! Well done.
Robert X says he typed in "good Canadian song" and only one song popped up.
I want to know what that.
Well, now see, that can't be true because I know I'm old, but Rush. Had some pretty good songs.
Rush.
Good Canadian song. Let's see what comes up. Good Canadian.
So Gary says so that makes $1 per episode that he's watched.
Actually, you know what? It didn't occur to me. Yeah, giving away 50 on 50.
50 on 50.
Hey,
I honestly thought that's why you came up with $50 because
I did too.
Episode.
No, that's a pure coincidence. It was because I thought 20 is a bit stingy and
no.
I didn't want to give away 100.
I got it figured out. That's proof that God is real. He made you think of 50 on 50. Atheism debunked.
Oh. Checkmate. Check.
Don't do that. Don't do that because there are Christians out there that will believe that bullshit.
It'll be headline. Atheist, God proven to atheists. Atheists admit God is real.
Gary says he'll be back at 100 for the $100.
We all know God is real. Everybody should know God is real.
I tell you what. If we do make it to 100 six-packs, I will tip in $50 so we can make it an even 100.
If we make it to 100 six-packs, I'll be bloody impressed. I didn't think we'd make it to 10. I'll be honest. I thought I'll do it. I thought, oh, no one will watch. It'll just be something I'll do for a little bit. It was something I did because it was therapeutic for me. It was the way I dealt with leaving religion and that lack of everything, and it's just kind of turned into something that's just, even though I haven't done it for a month, it's like it's the highlight of my Friday. It's like I love it. It's it's just like Friday, six-packs coming up. All right, let's do it. Get to do my thing. So and the good thing is I'm going to be a little bit more organized. That's one of the revelations I had in my time off, my not finding myself, but I prayed a lot about it. I prayed to God and said, God,
you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
You're right. I did pray to God. That's true. Okay. I you caught me out in a lie. I didn't pray to God.
You prayed to Vishnu.
I did.
You prayed to Vishnu.
Exactly. Well, the thing is, that clip I put up of the daft, that's almost at 1,000 views. Just a clip
Really?
of something that was already on the. Oh yeah, it's funny. I haven't put a video up in a month. That thing's had 1,000 people watch it, and I've picked up another 30 subscribers without putting a single video up. It's just like I just need more Daft Dawkins. That's I could just channel around Daft.
I just got a comment yesterday on the original copy. Said
Well, when I was on Tart the other day, they actually shouted out your.
I know I was listening.
Yeah.
The question was, so I actually got two questions a day ago. The first one was, damn, that pastor guy is amazing. Never take Darth seriously. He got dunked on by his own dishonest spreadsheet of argumentation. This was so fun to watch. Then the next guy said, this is just Seitan Brudenkate all over again. There's no wonder Matt Dillahunty doesn't give this guy time. I know the physical universe exists. Prove to me that beyond the universe exists before you make any presumptions, since anything you conjecture before establishing the prior metaphysical universe is just to conjecture, no proof. And he just goes on and on and on. Then he goes, this guy leaves the door open, then inserts a worldview religion that is self-authorizing. The Bible is the true word of God because God says the Bible is the true word of God, because the Bible is the true word of God because God says the Bible is the true word of God.
Yeah.
Yep, the Bible's right because the Bible says the Bible's right.
Yeah.
Hey, I just realized something, Jay. And I've just had Gary's just linked the first six-pack episode. You weren't on the first six-pack.
I wasn't?
Oh, yes, sorry, you came in at the end. Hang on. There we go.
Are you sure I wasn't on the first six-pack?
No, you were. You were ETC back then. Hang on.
I was ETC back then? Goddamn, it's been that long? Holy shit, yeah, I was.
Oh, wow.
Nacha, Arrow. Wow.
Yeah. Sam with something silver. I think he's looking at a phone. Jen. That's when I thought Jen was a really nice, sweet lady. She seems friendly and chirpy. She wouldn't get drunk on a stream ever. We love you, Jen.
That was back when everybody was talking about what's on your stove.
Oh yeah, that used to be a thing, wasn't it? There'd be something different on the stove every week. That's right, because that was before I had the office set up, and it was just like the computer was just like out in the. I still got the same headphones. That's good. But yeah, the computer was just like out. I think in the kitchen, obviously. So yeah, come a long way. But that's a good little blast from the past. See, that's an old video I don't mind going back and looking at. But even in the last year, I don't know. I think I'd like to think I've aged a bit more gracefully. You've lost a hell of a lot of weight there too, Jay.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how long it is before I came in. There's ours, man.
Well, when was that video? When did you guys do the
November 29th, 2019?
Okay, so
hang on. So six-pack hasn't even been going for 12 months.
Yeah, I came in at an hour 45.
Yep, hour 44.
Yep.
There we go.
You're talking about Falau.
Yeah, see, and you know what? There's something funny. I've probably got a slightly different view on Falau now too. Time changes everything. I think I was trying to be a little bit too woke back in those days to fit in, but not anymore.
I wasn't even on YouTube yet.
No, I hadn't met you. I remember when you first came on the scene. I remember saying, "I'm not sure about that Ed guy. Let's just suss him out before we'll get him on a couple of streams." And now it's just like I can't live without you. It's like, where's Ed? I need my Ed fix.
Yeah, listen, I still get that, and I don't blame people. They hear about me and they're like, "Wait, what? This guy was who?" And they're like, "Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to check him out before I start talking to him." And I don't blame him.
Oh, and look, I'm a little bit, once bitten, twice shy, and I'd sort of gone through a bit of a phase in the community where there was a lot of knives getting thrown around, and you know, a lot of people who I'd probably respected before I came into, like, actually engaged in the community, but had sort of watched their stuff, who I've just got zero respect for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, you know, people who will never work with me because they didn't like someone that, you know, I spoke to once, and, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I've had a couple of wake up calls. Like, you know, I thought, you know, there were some really good people who turned out to be not so good people. You know, just how it is.
I want to give I want to give a shout out here real quick, because there is a very wonderful person in the chat, Ilya Moon. She's just the sweetest damn woman out there. She's one of the best people. Do you realize? Do you realize Sit Down with Debunkers has 2.81 thousand subscribers?
Nice.
Not enough. Should have more. It's a damn good show.
Yeah.
And Ilya's cool. I love
and
it.
That's since April 24th.
Oh, damn. That's pretty good.
That tells you how good that show is. These people over there that Sit Down with Debunkers, Ilya, Punchy, Quitties, you know, Victory, Glober Mom, everybody over there, they're just fabulous people.
Yeah, 100%. So if you haven't subbed to them, sub to them. Someone put the actually, Ilya, put the link in the chat. Oh, everyone's subbed.
I'm actually up on their thing, so I can post that.
Too easy. Well, I think I'm gonna
bang it.
Put a stop on the Fred Nile, I think, for now. I think I've had all the Fred. It wasn't really much to debunk. Probably the same-sex marriage stuff. Definitely the Islamic immigration. There would be stuff in there that would absolutely need to be debunked. But I'm not going. That's a rabbit hole. I'm just not prepared to jump down at this point. It's that might be a let me watch it first, and we'll see how it's aged, I guess, is probably the best way to put it. But yeah, well, I guess we might we'll probably wrap it up soon. I think we'll go probably another 5 or 10 minutes and see how it goes. But Gary, don't forget, I need that PayPal information, mate, so I can send you some money. I do want to send you money. I will send the money, so no one can say I didn't. Absolutely. So yeah, what's coming up for, I guess, the channel? So next week, Six Pack is entitled "I Don't Want to Be an Atheist Anymore." Now, a few people have been asking me about that title. And the reason I'm doing that is because the atheist community at the moment is toxic, to put it bluntly. And it's toxic unless you subscribe to a very religious style of groupthink.
Atheist plus.
Yeah, well, even sort of beyond, it's like wokeism to the extreme, virtue signaling. You know, it's refusing to. I saw a prominent atheist today saying that, well, they just wouldn't speak to someone because they had
a differing view.
Well, no, they interviewed someone who had a differing view. They had someone on their show, and he's like, well, I'd never. That just proves that, you know, I'm doing the right. And I'm thinking, what a douchebag! Like, seriously, how hard is it to have conversations with people who are different? Well, this person's spoken to, you know, like Christian extremists. Like, this person's probably spoken to Kent Hovind. I mean, if Kent Hovind wanted to come on here and have a conversation with me on the channel, I'd have him on in a heartbeat. No problems. Because I would be interested to have that conversation. I know he's going to spew out the usual shit he would, but that doesn't mean that I'm then supporting Kent Hovind. You know,
yeah, I have always said personally, I will talk to anybody except for tragedy deniers.
Yeah, well, those
are the only people I won't talk to. I'll talk to anybody else. Doesn't matter to me what your religion is, what your stance is. I don't care, unless you're a tragedy denier. We can have a conversation.
But it's funny because I remember when I started talking to Steve McRae. So before I was even doing show with Steve, you know, I interviewed him and had a chat to him. And I've always gotten on with Steve. I know plenty of people don't like him, and I can understand why, because he goes for the jugular. But he's always been really, really cool with me. And I had people that, decided to reach out to me and basically say there are people in the community who won't work with you if you talk to Steve or this kind of stuff, to the point where someone who had been on this channel and done a few shows actually started reaching out to other people who do the show with me, saying that that they wouldn't work with them if they worked with me because I'd spoken with Steve. This whole cancel culture thing, a group thing, just bullshit within the atheist community at the moment. It's just, what I'm hoping is you've got your election on Tuesday. I'm just hoping all the fucking craziness dies down after that, because there is some fucking crazy going on.
I'm going to tell you right now, it won't.
I put up on Facebook today, I can't wait till the election's over so all you Trump lovers will shut up.
See, the thing is, because I follow people on both sides, and it's funny. It's just the groupthink on both sides and the tribalism. It's actually become quite religious. It's like I'll see, and I mean, I guess you guys will probably see a lot of the Biden supporters who'll have a crack at me whenever I say anything that's remotely, might be perceived as not being towing the party line. Yeah. But I also get it from the other side. I'll have people who are the Trump supporters who'll have a crack at me saying that I'm a mad Biden supporter, and I'm just a crazy lefty socialist. I'm like seriously, like me, a crazy lefty socialist.
You get from political people what I get from the whole racism community. I'm either a racist or I'm a race traitor. You're either too conservative or not conservative enough.
Well, I put something up, and I think it was just saying that, like, along the lines of the amount of groupthink going on at the moment is just along political lines. I can't even remember exactly what it was. And I had people just absolutely pile on like there's no tomorrow. It was insane. Even I put up a post about something that happened in South Australia. So South Australia is a state, and I had a pile on from people who were going, "You're criticising the Victorian, the Victorian Premier, which is like the governor," and they were constantly doing this, and and I had to look back through my tweets. I'm like, I tweeted one thing about that guy in the last month. And that was actually after the tweet everyone piled, but the pile on that goes on if you don't subscribe to the groupthink, and it's so religious. It is absolutely religious. So next week, I'm going to hit that out, and I've left it till next week because I thought hopefully the election's over. Hopefully sanity will come back in a little bit. I just want to say this to America: if Biden wins, it's not the end of the world. If Trump wins, it's not the end of the world. Neither of them are great.
Nope.
Neither of them are going to destroy the country. So,
speaking of end of the world, did you see what Walmart's doing in the United States?
What are they doing?
Ahead of the election, they have pulled all firearms and ammunition from all their stores.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Well, hang on. Sorry, just to say, because you can go into a Walmart, because a Walmart's like a Kmart or just like a regular shop. Yeah.
Yep. Walmart sells 50% of all firearms sold in the United States.
So you can walk into a normal shop and buy a gun.
Yep.
Yeah.
I used to work at sporting goods. There were times I'd sell 10, 15 guns a day. Yeah.
You guys are messed up. Sorry.
Yeah.
You guys are seriously messed up. I thought you at least had to go into a gun shop to buy a gun.
No. You go up to the sporting goods. You go up to the sporting goods.
You pick up off the shelf and go and scan it at the checkout.
No. Okay. So, because I worked in sporting goods, you have to go in and you have to fill out the background check. And then the clerk behind the thing calls the FBI and they run the background check on it. If the background check comes back pass, you sell them the gun. then a member of management has to walk them out of the store and then hand them the firearm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to regret this. I'm just going to address something in the chat. If Trump wins, climate change won't kill us all. If America stopped emitting everything, if America just stopped emitting tomorrow, it would make absolutely no difference, because it's China and India that are emitting, and that's where the issue is. It's China and India who are the problem at the moment. America does emit a bit too much, but it would make absolutely, if suddenly tomorrow America just became completely green and renewables, it would make absolutely no difference. Ultimately, it's
minor difference.
Nerdy Rodent says, Walmart, a pint of milk, some crisp, 100 rounds of ammunition, a military vest, a Magnum, and some bubble gum.
It's crazy. It's crazy. America. Look, seriously. Okay, Americans, you've got an election coming up. You've got a big decision to make. Everyone, don't vote for either. You can write in there, yeah, right? You can write in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just write in the government of Australia, okay? Vote for the government of Australia to be your president, and we will come in. We'll give you free healthcare. We'll get rid of those guns out of the supermarkets, and we'll lower the drinking age to 18, okay? Everything will be fine. Vote for Australia.
It's getting really crazy around here. I don't hardly ever leave the house anymore. I take Amber back and forth to work most days, except for today, because she had to leave right before we came on, so she's driving herself to work today. But I don't go to many places, where we live right now, that might be hazardous to my health.
Pastor Mike in the chat, how you doing, mate?
Hey, Pastor Mike, and once again, shout out to Pastor Mike for the transitions, the graphics. Pastor Mike is a legend. Anyone who isn't subscribed to Tart, go and subscribe to Tart like now. In fact, if someone can throw Tart's, the link to Tart in the chat for me, that would be fantastic. But Pastor Mike, you've come in right at the end, unfortunately. You've come in right at the end. But anyway, that's next week's Six Pack. I'm contemplating whether I'm going to do a live stream of the US election results. I think that's probably going to be more trouble than it's worth for me. You can't win either way there. You really can't win. But I'm going to try and do a little bit less politics on here anyway. So I think this is more, and you probably noticed I've changed it. It was previously Atheist Pastor / Chris Atlee. I've just gone back to Atheist Pastor because I want to get back to the roots of what the channel is about, which is about talking about religion, history, that kind of stuff. And it's my own fault because I've got an interest in politics. So I tend to go on political thought a bit too much sometimes. And I think there's political channels out there. If people want to watch political channels, they're probably going to go to them, not come and see Atheist Pastor for my political take on everything. So as much fun as it is being the token conservative in the atheist community sometimes, but anyway, that's all.
I'm going to put in the chat here real quick. This is my video, my firearms video I posted. So you guys, if you haven't watched it, take a look at it. That video right there, it looks at the rates of firearms with how many they have, how many deaths, what the restrictions are between the United States, Canada, Australia, the United Kingdom, and Japan.
And it's a wake-up call.
It's amazing and horrifying at the same time. The difference between those five. These are 5 of the top countries in the world. And the difference between all 5 is just, it's horrible. It is horrible.
We just don't have shooting deaths in Australia. People don't. I don't know a single person who owns a gun. I've never shot a gun in my life. Actually, I'll tell a fib. I do know someone who, my uncle owns a gun because he lives on a farm, like out in the middle of, like right out in the country, and they have to for roos and wild pigs and things like that. But like in urban area, people just don't. There's no need for people to have guns. And I get it's a cultural thing in the US. I understand that, but we had a massacre back in the 90s in Port Arthur. Yeah, and after that, it was a bit of a wake up call. We banned all automatic and semi-automatic weapons. And what happened was people just came. It was a blanket. Come and hand your gun in. No questions asked if it's something you haven't obtained the right way, and you'll get cash back for it. People just
I don't think there's been a federal one, but I know a lot of different cities in the U.S. has had a gun buyback thing here and there, and a lot of them huge turnouts.
A couple of states, New Jersey did that. The state did that one time and got I think they ran it for a week and they got something like almost what was it, a little over 4,800 guns in a week. You know,
that's crazy, isn't it? But yeah, anyway, like I said, I'm going to leave the politics. I'm going to leave it, and just we're going to do more atheist sort of and religious related content. I'm organising some conversations for the podcast style, the one-on-one interviews. So I've got a few interesting people lined up, and I've got a few, I'll say controversial characters I'm trying to get on to talk to, because I want to have as many interesting conversations as I possibly can. I'm also going to try and do something that's a little bit more time friendly for those of you in the US, because looking at my stats, it's about 75% of the people who watch this are in the US. So I'm going to try and do something that's a little bit more time friendly, which I should be able to do, because I think about 11 o'clock for me. Well, what's the time there for you guys in the US now?
Well, it's 8 o'clock right now, but on Sunday, the 1st, it rolls back an hour.
So it'll be 7 o'clock.
It'll be 7 o'clock, yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, I mean, if I were to do something at 11 o'clock in the morning, that'll be 7 p.m. Eastern, which is probably a good time to put stuff out. So I guess, I don't know. We'll find out.
Ilya says she doesn't. Ilya says she doesn't have a gun. She's got pepper spray.
Yeah, see, and that's a good thing to have, because you can defend yourself with that. Yeah, look, the only reason you need guns is if other people have got guns, and that's the problem you've got in the US at the moment. Everyone's got a gun, so
if they have a gun, you better know how to use it, because I've been shot once with I know you can't see that, but I have a scar on my arm where a guy tried to shoot me with a little 25 automatic. And he did shoot me, and then I commenced to punching the daylights out of him. And so if you're going to have a gun, you better know how to use it, because if you come up against somebody like me and you just give them a flesh wound, you're liable to get your head smashed in.
That's probably or don't have the gun.
Yeah, don't have the gun.
Don't have the gun. I reckon that's the way to go. But yeah, so anyway, that's what I've got coming up. What are you guys doing? What Ed, what's happening in the world of Ed? Who are you getting grumpy at next?
I had a subscriber send me a clip of someone that I've never seen before, but I am definitely going to try and get a video ready for Sunday.
And it wasn't Clayton Bigsby.
No. This guy's pretty much off his rocker. I don't know if he's racist, a conspiracy theorist, a little bit of both, or just absolutely out of his ever-loving nutter mind.
Well, you said conspiracy theorist, so yeah, he's automatically out of his mind.
But I'm going to try and have a video ready for Sunday for that. And November 4th at 4 p.m. Pacific time, I am going to be on with Neil, the 604 Atheist.
So that makes it
channel.
7 p.m. Eastern.
That's okay. Actually, when you're on with Neil, that's actually when you officially become an atheist.
Yeah. Unless you're a Buddhist.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't officially become an atheist if you're a Buddhist, would you?
Yeah.
All fun. What do you got coming up, Jay? What's happening?
Poetry.
Tell us about the
I've been doing poetry.
Cool.
I did Annabelle Lee, and I just did Alone by Maya Angelou. And then this weekend, I'll let you guys know what's coming up. I'm going to record this tonight, so I can have it out by Halloween morning. I'm going to be recording The Telltale Heart, just in time for Halloween. So I got that going on, and then I'm going to be recording what Plato, the expert from Plato's, and I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Timaeus, where he actually talks about Atlantis. Did I pronounce Timaeus?
Timaeus.
I knew I was going to pronounce it wrong.
all that. We'll let the accent.
All right, there you go. It's that Michigan accent.
Actually, poetry. Okay, poetry. I want you to do me a favor.
Okay.
I want to get some ancient Roman poetry in your life.
Do it. Send me one. Send me one. I'll read it. Send me one. I'll read it. I'll do it. Okay, I remember you were talking about one that should pop up on like a OnlyFans.
I'm going to send you a poem right now, and I just want to give everyone a. I would like everyone to, I guess, get a bit of an idea of what they can expect. So just jump onto Twitter, mate.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you the link right now. Actually, I'll send it in the same one that I put the Carly Rae Jepsen thing in. I would love to. So Catullus was he was a Roman poet of the 1st century, regarded as probably the most famous Roman poet ever. Came from very upper class.
I can't read this.
This is classic Roman poetry.
Holy crap!
Oh yeah.
I will blank you and face blank you, blank Aurelius, you bottom blank.
Well, and just to kind of, I think this may surprise some people because,
wow,
everybody here in the chat. Everybody here in the chat, pretty much, you all know my past. I'm a roughneck. There's no other way around it. But it might surprise you to know that Jay has been kind enough to put a poem on his list that I would like him to read.
Yep.
Hey.
Yes, William Blake.
William Blake, the little boy.
Little Boy Lost.
Little Boy Lost. Yep.
Yeah.
So if you got a poem you want me to read out, message me on Twitter or email me at the Nevermore Tavern, and I'll put it on the list of poetry to read.
I believe
I'm not reading that Roman poet.
So the thing is, I'm actually writing a paper on Catullus at the moment, and what I'm doing is I'm linking. I'm basically.
Oh no, Raven, we want Vogon poetry. Come on.
Yeah, what do you mean?
I don't even know what that is, but okay.
No, you don't know Vogon poetry?
I probably do, but it's probably called something different in Australia.
Do you know what this means?
Thumbs up.
How about this? Thumb in the air. Bring your towel. Don't forget your towel.
Huh?
Has no idea what you're talking about, Jay.
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
The Vogon poetry, considered the worst poetry ever.
Worse than Catullus?
Oh. Let's see.
So I'm actually writing something at the moment, and the plan is I'm talking about how Catullus would have fit in very well on Twitter. Because this poem that I've just put up is his response to a couple of his friends, because he used to write these poems about this woman called Lesbia. Well, yeah, we gave her the pseudonym Lesbia, and how she was beautiful and this and that. Anyway, obviously his mates, because he would have been about 20 when he wrote this poem. His mates had obviously given him a hard time, so his response is to throw a tantrum and to tell them what he wanted to do to them in fairly graphic details. Yes, it's interesting. I've seen lectures on this poem as well. So anyone who hasn't, Catullus 16. That's all I will say.
I will give you an example of Vogon poetry. I'm going to read 2 lines. Into a rancid, festering, confectious organ squealer, now the jerpling, slagid agrocrustals.
Okay.
Okay. That's pretty bad. Yeah, that's pretty bad. It's not Cthulhu's level, but it's pretty bad. All right, so we might wrap it up there. Anything you guys want to shout out at all?
I will be on sitting down with the Bunkers tomorrow for the big Halloween show at 7:30.
Mhm.
There's that. So much Halloween fun. There was a time change. It was 9, but now it's 7:30, which actually makes it even a little better. So,
Cool.
yeah, and then, yeah, poetry. If you want me to read something, it doesn't even have to be poetry. Like I said, I'm reading the Telltale Heart, and I'm going to read Plato's Atlantis. So I'm actually enjoying this. It's really weird it's, for me.
You know what could be cool? You reading the lyrics to some songs. I'm thinking you doing.
I thought about that too. I thought about reading some songs.
I just met you, and this is crazy. But
no, I'm not doing. No, I'm not. You. I tell you what. You send me $100. I'll read Carly Rae Jepsen's "Call Me Maybe."
Okay. Done.
So, but yeah, if anybody, like I said, holidays are coming around. Probably doing some Christmas stuff too. I'm going to be dipping in at some point to some Grimm fairy tales, the original Grimm fairy tales, not the Disney watered down versions. Those are on the lights. So I'm actually enjoying this. So it's fun. So yeah, I sit down, I read them, throw some background music, throw a couple images up. You just sit back, just listen. So, like I said, Telltale Heart this weekend, Play-Doh sometime next week. Yeah.
Excellent.
Nice.
Ilya says do Krampus. Okie dokie, I'll put that on the list too.
Yeah.
All right. So, Gary, so a quick shout out to Gary. Gary, go and check your account. There is $50 that has just been transferred to you, my friend.
Nice. Congrats, Gary.
Well done.
And the only shout out I want to give, just in case she's at work and listening, is to my.
We all love you, Amber. We all love you. Cool. All right. On that note, thank you everyone for coming. This was fun. It was good to do this again. We'll be back again next week. Hopefully, we'll have Jen with us. Maybe even another guest or two. I'm working on it. So it may not be 6, even though it's called Six Pack. It may not be 6 every week. I think sometimes we overdo it, and I think it's important to make sure we've got the right chemistry.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Sometimes we get people that just kind of don't gel, like that Jay guy and that Ed. They're terrible.
Jay will be making Snow Devils on live stream.
On that note, everyone, thank you.
Absolutely, you can join next week, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. Well, everyone, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, good whatever it is, wherever the hell you are on this beautiful planet we all occupy. Thank you for watching.
Be safe.